Hi everyone, this is Heather Smith from Storyville Photography, and today I'm going to show you how to edit this fall-inspired image of my daughter with pops of turquoise in the mix. So this is where we are going to end, and this is where we are going to begin. The first thing I want to do is to go into my Actions panel and find the Smoothing and Sharpening action. Just right here, open that up, and I'm going to click on Step 1, Smoothing, and hit play. Now you're allowed to play with this opacity as much as you want. You can take it down, you can, take it midway, all the way up, whatever you like. For this image, I'm going to keep it at 100%, and then I'm going to hit the Step 2 Sharpening and play it. And I'm going to keep that on full as well. So I'm going to flatten that. And the next thing I want to do is to go into my Autumn Foliage action. I'm going to hit play on there. And you guys, it's almost a little embarrassing. As you can tell, foliage is spelled like that. I, however, on all of these spelt it wrong, but I'm too lazy to go back and correct it and recreate the action because it took me a really, really long time. So there is just spelling errors on this action. Anyway, enough about that. I'm going to hit the Autumn Foliage tone number 4. And if you feel like you're going to use this on most of your image, I would just invert it and make it a white mask, and then it's going to cover your entire image. Obviously that turned her a little bit orange, so what I want to do is take the black brush at almost full opacity. I'm going to leave a little bit on her because if not, she's going to act a little greenish compared to, appear a little greenish compared to the background. So I'm going to wipe most of it off of her and leave just this tad on. There we go. And the next thing I want to do is brighten up the background a little bit, but not her. So we already have the perfect mask right here. All you have to do is grab the option and hold it down, and then drag this up onto the brighten mask. And then I'm going to turn this down. Oops, not that. That we're going to keep on full blast, guys. Okay, this I want to turn down a little bit because I just want to bring a little bit brightness to that back. And then I want to add a little contrast overall. So again, I'm going to invert it. So Command I. And that means it's just going to cover the whole image and without me having to paint it on. And that looks good to me. So we're done with the Autumn Foliage action. That's the before and after. And now I want to bring a little bit of the turquoise into the mix. So I'm going to go up to the Lavish Turquoise. I just love this color combination together, guys. It's one of my absolute favorites for the fall. I'm going to grab a soft white brush at about 84% opacity, and I'm just going to kind of hit areas where I want the turquoise to blend in. Pretty easy, right? And that looks good to me. So before and after. And you can play around with opacity if you'd like. I'm going to keep it at about 76%. The next thing I want to do is brighten up her eyes and give her cheeks a little bit of color. So for that, I am going to go into the Rosy Cheeks and Lips and hit play. Continue. I'm going to zone in so you can see. I'm going to choose the Radiant Red. And she's going to look like a clown at first, guys, but you will lower the opacity. Just kind of brush it on her lips. If you're doing this for a client or going to print, I would spend more time on it, but for tutorial purposes, I'm just going to give it a rough go at it. And that looks good. A little before and after there. And then I want to brighten her eyes a little bit, so I'm going to go to Brighten Skin and Eyes, open that up, go to Brighten Eyes, zoom in on her again, and it's going to come on strong, and then we can dial it back. That looks pretty good to me there. And we can brighten our catch lights, make them pop a little bit more. And turn that down a little. And that looks good. I'm going to leave her skin alone because it's plenty bright for me, and I'm going to do an overall adjustment when we're done here to kind of brighten up the whole image just a little bit more. So that looks good to me. That's the before and after. And the next thing I want to do is grab the Storyville Sun overlay number 2, select it, Command A, copy it, Command C, and then paste it, Command V onto there. Select screen mode. And then Command T will free transform it. I'm going to put it up into this corner. As you can see, the side of her head is kind of lit up by the sun, so that is the perfect spot for it. And that looks good to me there. Then I am going to grab a Gaussian blur layer. Oop, I want to actually show you this. If you don't do this, guys, you need to grab a mask and brush it off with a soft black brush. Or it's just really simple to add the blur to this layer, or you're going to get this distinct line through your image and it's not a good look. And then you're going to finish editing, save it, and be like, oh shoot, I have a line, or not even catch it, and your client will, and that won't be good. So again, blur, Gaussian blur, about 34% can do the trick there. That's before and after. And then I think the last thing I just want to do is grab a curves adjustment layer and just raise my highlights a little. And that looks good to me. And we're done, guys. So this is the before. Of course, I ran the smoothing and sharpening, but I already flattened that. And the after. Before and after. You can find all the products I used here on the Storyville website at www.storyvillephotography.com. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye.